Adesina, Koiki here at Big East Men's and Women's Basketball Media Day, getting ready for the 2015-2016 season, continuing our conversation about the Villanova Wildcats women's basketball team, 22-14 on the year last year, won 2/3 of their Big East games, 12-6, and joining me right now, all Big East first team preseason selection last year and this year, Caroline Coyer. And first of all, Caroline, thank you so very much for joining us. Before we start, my apologies for calling you Catherine at the end of last year's interview.
It's okay. It happens far too often. I actually respond to both. Like, if I'm in a room and someone yells Catherine, I'll be like, what? What's up? So I'm used to it.
Oh, is that the same thing with Catherine? If someone says Caroline, she responds?
Yeah, like either name, we'll both be like, yeah, what's up?
Okay, fair enough. There's no pressure given that Catherine and Mike Sheridan are looking at you right now doing this interview, right?
Absolutely not. I can't see them, but no,
I can't see them too because the light's way too bright. Last season, such a successful season, but at the very end, not able to make it to the NCAA tournament. We talked off air. You chose not to watch Selection Monday. I guess what were those emotions then, and how has that motivated you going into this season?
It was frustrating. We knew we had so much potential last year, and we had some unlucky injuries and some unlucky games that we came up a couple games short. So yeah, when Selection Monday rolled around, we kind of knew it was coming. So it hurt. It definitely, because we had worked so hard to get back there. We had such an experienced team that really wanted to get there, but I think it just makes things so much more important this year, and we've worked so hard to get back there, and we're determined. We don't want to leave here without going to the NCAA tournament again. So
it's easy to talk about that disappointing moment, well, especially since I asked you. But what were the biggest positives that you could draw out of this season and be able to carry it over to 2015-2016?
I think a lot of the positives actually came from not making the NCAA tournament. We worked really hard last year. We were a really talented team that was able to win a lot of games later in the season, but we came up short. And I think that run in the WNIT showed a lot of the underclassmen that you can be really good and not make it. So every single game counts. You have to have your focus every single game, every single day in practice. And I think that making a long run into the WNIT was able to give a lot of the younger players a lot of experience in some bigger games as well.
Where have you seen the most improvement on this team from the time you finished the Big East tournament and going on that run in the WNIT to now? What's the biggest thing you notice about this team in terms of its improvement?
I think that this year a lot of players we have from last year have a bigger role, and everybody's taking a lot more pride in their role. We're still kind of sorting out how everyone fits together and what everyone's specific role is, but everybody knows that they play a greater role, and everyone's worked really hard. Practice is great. Everyone's really dedicated and really loves basketball and loves being there. I think in years past hasn't always been like that. So I think that we might be inexperienced, but everybody's really eager to learn their role and just more about playing at this level.
What is the feeling of being a collegiate basketball player in a city which takes its college basketball very seriously in Philadelphia?
Well, I didn't come from Philadelphia, so I kind of went into Villanova not knowing much about, I didn't know about the Big Five. I was just like, oh, Villanova, yeah, it sounds great. My brother went to Temple, but now that I'm here, it's before my first Big Five game, I've been doing pretty well, and Harry was like, you just wait and see, you're going to be on the bench. And I was like, I'll be fine, whatever. And I think my first Big Five game was against St. Joe's my freshman year. I went in for 2 minutes, and I was like, oh my God, get me out of here. It was terrifying. I think I actually sat the rest of the game. This is coming from, I wasn't bad, so, and he warned me, but it's so competitive, but it's so much fun. Everybody knows each other. We're all such close proximity to one another that we all get to know each other. We do camps and clinics together. We play pickup together, so it's a lot of fun. What
was the most terrifying aspect of playing in that first Big Five game? What was terrifying?
We were playing in St. Joe's, and the St. Joe's Villanova, they call it the Holy War. The rivalry is off the charts, and so it's competitive, it's aggressive. The refs really let you play, and you're playing for pride. So, and not coming from Philly, I didn't really know what I was walking into, so I was kind of blindsided. But now those games, every single one of those Big Five games, I go in ready.
No one told you what you were going to be in for when you went to Villanova, knowing you were going to play these teams. No one warned you?
No, they did.
Oh, they did warn you. You just didn't take it too serious.
I was like, oh, I'll be fine. That's kind of. I feel like that's kind of my outlook for everything. I try not to worry too much. So I was like, oh, it'll be whatever. I played a million games. No.
I guess describe to someone who doesn't play basketball, when is a basketball game not just a basketball game like the Big Five? When is it not just a basketball game? How do you feel it? How can you tangibly put your finger on it and say, oh, this is more than just who wins after 40 minutes?
When there's stakes, when you know the people on the other team, when you're playing for, something like the Big Five, even in the Big East, every game they're so competitive. I feel like our league is anybody can kind of beat anybody on any given day. So, when you're playing for the top spot in the Big East, because we only get 1 or 2 bids for the NCAA tournament, every single game is just at an all-time high in terms of stress and the stakes.
Caroline Coyer. Caroline, I'm getting it right this time. All right. I know you noticed it last year. I thought you didn't even notice it. I didn't notice it. Caroline Coyer of the Villanova Wildcats. It has been a pleasure talking with you. Best of luck and success to you and the Wildcats in 2015, 2016. And hopefully you won't be overwhelmed anymore about Big Five games.
Oh, absolutely not. After my 4th year here, I think I got them down.
Caroline, thank you so very much for the time.
Thank you so much.